Now to represent former students, we have Edwin, Colin, Chetty, and Victor Lai.
Reverend Father, brothers, teachers, loving family and admiring friends of Brother Kevin Byrne, past and present teachers of SGI, and all fellow Josephians, a very good evening. We gather this day to express our temporary goodbyes to our beloved Brother Kevin Byrne, who served as the principal of SGI for 14 years, from 1977 to 1992. To celebrate his passage from this life to a new and everlasting life. To offer all the comfort and consolation we can command to everyone present in this special memorial Mass. Here to pay tribute to Brother Kevin Byrne, who many of us called a master educator, a mentor, and a friend. In preparing these remarks, it became abundantly clear that neither I nor anyone else could find the proper words to capture the uniqueness that was Brother Kevin, except for his soft-spoken character and strong Irish accent. His words were always insightful, rich, and eloquent. Whenever I watched Sean Connery or Alex Ferguson on the big screen of telly, it brings back fond memories about him. On a serious note, his influence and impact were so extraordinary that the very premise we gathered at today, his beloved SGI, stands as a eulogy to the man himself. I personally was both honored and overwhelmed when I was asked to speak these words of remembrance today. Humbly, I do not feel that I, or frankly any person, could do justice to the life of the towering figure we celebrate here today. Words truly cannot capture the importance of the life Brother Kevin had or led. The people he touched, the students he molded, the institution he shepherded and loved for so long are all benefactors for having existed within the ambit of his influence. A list of his accomplishments, vast and impressive as they are, does little to capture the flesh and blood of the man, the loving heart and the inquisitive mind. So I will instead share just a few thoughts on this incredible person that so greatly enriched all of our lives. Our paths literally crossed when I was in secondary 3, when I was summoned to his office by Miss B. My mother had apparently called into the school and spoken to Brother Kevin himself. She had expressed a concern about my excessive commitment in ECA activities, so much I was neglecting my studies. It was through our delightful conversation that I not only learned the fundamentals of time management at a tender age of 15, but more importantly, he reinforced the aspirations and primary deliverables of a true Josephian. That is, to strive for the best, to do well spiritually, academically, and holistically. To achieve excellence in whatever we do, and to return back to society upon reaching success in our adult lives. I will never forget that 30 minutes that I had spent in his air-conditioned office, as it helped shape me to who I am today. I don't know if I was a good student back then, but I do know that I will be forever grateful for having had the chance to learn life's great lessons from a teacher come principal like Brother Kevin Byrne. He definitely played an integral part in my life. It is of course appropriate that we gather here today at the old SGI grounds in the heart of this lovely campus to celebrate Brother Kevin's life. For SGI was his life, his love, his life's work, and his enduring passion. Throughout the 14 years Brother Kevin spent here in SGI, he always had a crystal clear view of what SGI should be. He wanted SGI to be an institution committed to the highest standards of excellence. His passion and love for all things SGI led him to insist on excellence in the teaching and student bodies, excellence in academics, sports, uniform groups, and the clubs, excellence in almost everything that we did in and for SGI, regardless of creed or religious persuasion. He held himself to the highest standard and expected the same from everyone and everything. However, as incredible as Brother Kevin's works were as a school principal, it was his warmth and his charm that made him so popular with so many of us, students and teachers alike. For many of us, his life had many accomplishments, stand as an example of God's work here on earth. For all of us, his humble and approachable manner made him a joy to have in our lives. He had such a kind and fatherly way about him that people were naturally drawn to him. His warmth was genuine, and those of us fortunate enough to be in his orbit basked in that glowing light of friendship and love. For all the past work Brother Kevin did in transforming the campus and in his own way, the greater world around us, he was, at his heart, not only a principal, but a mentor. He loved interacting with teachers and students, challenging their ideas, and learning from them as they did from him. He was forever interested in the unending pursuit of knowledge gained through rigorous study and passionate debate. In closing, I would like to share a poem simply entitled Life. Life is but a stopping place, a pause in what's to be, a resting place along the road to sweet eternity. We all have different journeys, different paths along the way. We all were all meant to learn some things, but never meant to stay. Our destination is a place far greater than we know. For some, the journey is quicker. For some, the journey is slow. And when the journey finally ends, we'll claim a great reward and find an everlasting peace together with the Lord. Thank you.
Thank you, Edwin. Victor?
Good evening, brothers and sisters. I recall meeting Brother Kevin Byrne when he first started at SGI in 1978, taking on a class, Secondary 4 Science 6. The class that I belong to has had a reputation for being difficult and demanding, and our common classmate stories are about torturing teachers and seeing how long they would last. So here comes Brother Chetty, and he taught us literature, and at that time in Singapore, few of us in fact had travelled outside of Singapore. So the literature book was Bright Rock, and this is something that our class still talks about to this day. And to test this genteel, tall Irishman who would not flinch or raise his eyebrows no matter how much we would test him, we would split the book into parts and we would study it inside out, so that whenever he asked a question and someone couldn't answer, one of our classmates would volunteer and do it for that classmate. So in the end, we learned the book very well. Brother Kevin, we would like to think, had his baptism of fire with this very difficult class that produced many doctors and other accomplished students of SGI. But more importantly, Brother Kevin is remembered not by the first class that he took, but by so many successive cohorts at SGI. And the comments truly bear testimony to his contribution to St. Joseph's. Let us remember this gentleman, this tribute, to be given to all La Salle brothers who have come before and who are present. And we ask and we pray that more will step forward to follow the footsteps of people like Brother Kevin Byrne and many others before him, to contribute to this cause of the Christian brothers, to be a man for others. So thank you, Brother Kevin. We will remember you.